Hey everyone, my name is Marcella Dominguez and I welcome you to part 2 of Private Label for Your Special Brand. So if you're someone who is trying to navigate the journey to private labeling and you don't really want to do this on your own, then make sure you click on the link in the description below so that you can have somebody on our team help you navigate the process from A to Z. But right now we are going to touch on part number 2, which is super important for your private label journey. And this is probably the most important part of the private label journey. So if you are wanting to slap your brand, or if you are wanting to carefully place your brand on a special product that you see either on Alibaba or on AliExpress, then you have to make sure that you have done your, can anybody guess? If you can guess, then make sure you leave a comment down below because the winner might be in for something special. So you don't want to miss out. In the comments below, drop a line about what you think I'm about to say. Now, if you've already dropped a comment down below telling me what you think this very important component part is, then I want you to listen to the rest of what I have to say to make sure that you are right. So if you said research down in the comments below, then you have hit the nail on the head. There is a lot of competition in the Amazon marketplace and even in the Google shopping networks and just in e-commerce stores and e-commerce sellers, right? I mean, there's people left and right selling everything from really basic gadgets to really impressive widgets. So you want to fall somewhere in there. You just want to be successful. That is your ultimate goal. But without doing product research for your private label brand, you might be aimless in the dark. So you want to make sure that you have done enough research to feel like you have adequately prepared for the journey ahead. You see, it's really important that you find a blue ocean amongst this red sea of private labelers. And what I mean by that is you are going to want to do your research on Amazon, for example. Let's say that you want to sell t-shirts. Well, as you can imagine, there's probably thousands and thousands of people selling t-shirts on Amazon. There's thousands of people selling different kinds of keychains, different kinds of flashlights, different kinds of blankets. And so how do you make yourself stand out? Well, you can do lots of things like maybe look in the comments and get ideas for what could make your product or your brand have a differentiating factor. So a differentiating factor is one of the most important points within the research part of this explanation. So the comments section of multiple e-commerce shops is definitely one of the subpoints of this research topic of part 2 of private labeling. And under your research, you want to make sure that you go through the Amazon comments of some of the products that you are selling. What are people saying about the product? Are the shipping times slow? Is the quality of the blanket low? Could it be a little bit softer? Do people prefer for it to be a little bit bigger? These are all things that you can learn from customer feedback in the comments on various platforms. And so this is just one aspect of finding a differentiating factor. Now, another way to come up with a differentiating factor might be to find something in the Google shopping marketplace. So let's say you do a general search on the internet. There is going to be a tab up top and you can click on shopping. And so this will give you the spread of sellers selling a product related to whatever keyword you plugged into the search bar. And so you want to make sure that it is not so inundated that there isn't even an ability for you to have a differentiating factor. So back to my example of keychains. Well, let's say everyone has already thought of anything they possibly could to add to a keychain. Let's say the keychain already has a flashlight on it. The keychain has a hidden feature like maybe a nail file. Maybe it has a nail clipper attached. Maybe it has a bottle opener, a wine opener. So, you know, although there are a myriad of things that you could add to a keychain, it doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to be interested in adding some random feature to a keychain. So you want to be sure that you're realistic when you're searching within the sea of sellers. You know, is someone really going to buy my product if I add this feature to it that's not even selling on a Google shopping platform or on the Amazon platform? So you want to make sure that you are doing your research. You want to make sure that you have a competitive advantage or that you have a differentiating factor. And you want to make sure that you're exploring different marketplaces and that you're being realistic about your chances of being able to sell that product. Now, I'm about to touch on the final point within the research umbrella of part 2 of this series. So make sure that you have the cheat sheet that goes with this tutorial so that you can follow along with the main points that we are talking about and you can take notes. We also have a course to go along with this cheat sheet, and so if you're interested, make sure that you look in the description below so that you can see the links that I'm talking about. But back to what I was saying. The last point under this research umbrella is that you make sure that you use special tools that will help you get an even deeper understanding of what your customers are doing and how much they're actually selling. And so you don't necessarily want to pick a product that doesn't have sales, because then that doesn't help you reach your goal. So we all know that the ultimate goal here is to have a private label brand, but also that you pick a product that is actually selling. So actual sales are very, very important. So using tools like Helium 10 will help you understand your goals a little bit better, because you'll see that there might be people on there that are selling keychains at a volume of $5,000 a month, at a volume of $10,000, at a volume of $20,000. And although you won't be able to see what exactly their marketing tactics are, it might help you understand what your product has to look like or what your differentiating factor has to be. It will also help you figure out if you are even going to be able to reach that amount of sales given the type of product that you are interested in selling. So if these tips were helpful, make sure that you give me a thumbs up and that you subscribe. All you have to do is click on the little red box below. As I said, we have a course to go along with this topic, and so make sure that you scroll down and you read the description for a full analysis of how you can get your cheat sheet and how you can be the first to join the course.